I am in charge in my house. Anime may say that. My wife only makes decisions.
Have you ever wondered who rules in your relationship? You or your partner? Well, we can only hope that it's not your mother-in-law. The perfect situation is when both of you treat each other equally, but there might be a huge problem in your relationship if one part is showing much less interest. So here is 5 indicators which will show you that you are on the worst position.
1. Your partner often makes decisions on his or her own, and sometimes he doesn't even want to know your opinion. This also concerns any everyday choices such as the dates of meetings or the way of spending time together. You prefer to step aside and do it his way than not meet at all or risk a negative reaction. Of course, sometimes you may let him do it, but if you do it all the time, your partner will soon learn that he may do anything and that you tolerate this kind of behavior. 2. It is you who cares more about meetings and everyday talks. You are the one who calls or texts your partner more often. When you have a chance of going out for a date, you are ready to postpone your activities in order to manage to meet this person. And your partner would rather postpone the date if he or she had any other options available. The worst thing you can do in such a situation is blaming the other person. You may force someone to do something for you, but you cannot force him to want it himself. So give your partner much freedom. 3. You are the one who cares more about sex. You strive for it more often and you react in a positive way when your partner starts to initiate it. Usually when someone's feelings are getting weaker, he or she automatically ceases to want to go to bed, regardless of the partner's attractiveness. But this factor may be deceiving us. There are many other reasons for reduced libido. 4. It is you who talks about the future and the plans concerning home and family more often. Your partner is rather reserved when it comes to such topics. He or she never starts them, and when you do it, he avoids them or only politely nods in agreement. If you've been together for a long time and such a situation occurs, it may mean that your partner is not quite certain about your relationship, and that's why he's not making such plans. 5. Your partner often shows you a lack of interest. He or she sometimes doesn't write or call you back or forgets about you in any other way. He sometimes doesn't communicate with you for a few days if you don't call or text him. Then he explains it in a dismissive way or doesn't explain it at all. The more signs can be noticed in your relationships, the more disrupt the emotional balance between the two of you. And maintaining this disruption for a long time will unfortunately lead to the end of the relationship. That's why you should try to give your partner as much space as you can. Quit blaming him or her that he doesn't have time or doesn't show his feelings. Don't control your partner and don't show jealousy even you have reasons for doing so. Do not get offended. All these kinds of behavior will only make the situation worse and will prove that you want to keep your partner with you at all costs. But the situation when you are on the other side, you rule in a relationship, and your partner actively fights for you is also undesired. The longer it lasts, the less interested you get, and your partner starts losing his patience as well, and he's getting more and more discouraged. That's why in such a situation you should try to show as much warmth and respect, which are the best remedies for blaming and jealousy. However, they may not be sufficient in every case.
Much more information about how to maintain a good emotional balance in your relationship you can find in my online course, How to Build and Repair a Relationship, which you can find at robertmarshall.com. Of course, I also encourage you to diagnose your situation much better just filling out our free course at robertmarshall.com. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Robert Marshall.